This learning activity was part of the process of a web quest that we're going through. And in this web quest, the students are to decide a location in the solar system that would be a good place to put a colony. And they are using different criteria to decide that. What we were doing today was trying to decide what we needed to survive. We were deciding where to colonize. We'd have some good information to make those decisions. So they had gotten some background information. Today, the first part of the lesson, we were talking about what we all agreed was necessary for survival in another location, or what was necessary according to what we have here on Earth to replicate in another location so we could colonize another location. So today they were bringing information together. They had gathered quite a bit of information on their own, and they were bringing it together so we could make one list. From that point on, they started searching in different roles for information about where in the solar system those aspects could be found or else could be adapted.
The students begin by working in groups to rank the 10 characteristics most important for a potential colony somewhere in the solar system.
You need to find 10 things that you agree on that are the most important. And not necessarily you can use what the experts are saying, but you don't necessarily have to think the same thing the experts think. But you need to use what the experts are saying and rank order them in their order of importance, okay?
I think number 1 should be survivable gravity.
Talk about that. That's his idea, that is fine. Okay. Sid, what do we do when we have a disagreement like in the classroom?
Vote.
That would be one way to solve it, to vote. Are you the only one saying something?
Oh, I'm saying something with him.
You're saying something with him? Have you explained why you think these things?
I'm saying that air should go first because you only can last a minute. I only can last a minute without air, but you can last 24 hours without water.
That's a good point. Okay, see, if you make your point, sometimes it'll change people's minds. Sometimes it won't, but sometimes it will.
Then the entire class comes to a consensus on a ranking.
What else can I put up? Yes?
I think it should be gravity.
Okay, we have the idea of gravity. We have the idea of, yes, what were we going to say?
I think it should be gravity, like you have water, like in little balls floating around. Yeah.
But we can't assume that. The water's got to come from somewhere initially. So we'd have to supply the water if we were taking it, unless it's there. Now, some places you think there may be water in the solar system. Europa, maybe. I'm hearing the same things over and over again. Would it be okay if I, for 2, put gravity, 3, water, 4, plant life? Yeah. Can we all agree on that? Let's do it. Let's do it. So what we've got so far is almost dependent upon temperature right now, isn't it? What do you think, Tennille?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think we need to make the right temperature because without the right temperature, most of those are useless.
Can I put down temperature next? How many people agree? Can we put down? Let's do it.
Later, the students have to play one of 5 roles. They can be astronomers, geologists, psychologists, sociologists, meteorologists, or biologists. The students are grouped according to their roles and work together to complete a WebQuest research project.
We're right here, but we read all that.
Yeah, isn't...
I don't like reading all that much. There. We're right there.
Okay.
And we haven't found anything to answer the question yet.
What's probably going to have to happen is you need to, what I just told the other group is like kind of skim to see what's in the information, and then, because, did you notice, can I go back a second?
Yeah.
I didn't put a certain site under the questions, so you really need to just go through and kind of skim through and see what's in those sites.
Yeah.
And like, here's life support systems.
So yeah, that would answer this question.
Yeah, well then.
Here's waste recycling, air. See how you can just kind of skim through and see what's in there?
That helps.
That helps, doesn't it?
Atmospheric pressure
Indoors.
Well, atmospheric pressure is, do you know that the atmospheric pressure changes in here?
It does.
Have you heard of that? It changes with the weather. And
Oh,
if
like
there is
high
no,
and low pressure?
right, if they talk about that on the weather. If there is no atmospheric pressure, if there's no atmosphere, there's not going to be any atmospheric pressure.
Oh, so like when it's about to rain, the atmosphere is falling.
Yes.
And what would bars mean?
That's what they measure it in. They measure it in bars.
How high?
But why are you asking this?
I don't know. I thought it was.
Oh, just because of you were interested in it?
You know what moon.
From the astronomer's point of view, what are you finding out? How far away is Titan?
It's Saturn's moon, so it's a good long journey there.
That might be something to consider when you're thinking about it.
The students work with a laser disc program in which they have to search for a probe that is lost in space. They watch the program, look for clues, and then decide where in the solar system the probe is.
Let's come together, guys. Okay, Kelsey, what did your group, did you come to a consensus? Okay, what'd you think?
Uranus.
You think Uranus. What do you guys think?
Neptune.
Neptune.
Uranus.
Okay, I would like to know some reasons. Go ahead.
It can't be Neptune because it says that it had methane, and Neptune doesn't have methane. It has several rings, and Neptune only has 2, and the days are shorter. And Uranus's days are only 17 hours, and they said they're just a little shorter than ours.
Well, looks like somebody wants to respond. Do you want to ask somebody to respond to you?
Robert.
Okay, I think it's Neptune because when they're showing the rings, they weren't around the side, they were vertical. And it said it had a storm that could fit one Earth in it. And in the meteorologist book, it said that Neptune had a storm with one that could fit a whole Earth